Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, and welcome to Ballonlea City, where we have two Galarian sides going head to head, with the Ballonlea Angels hosting the Spikemuth Devils. Now the Devils are going to be starting out with Incineroar and Bishop, whereas the Ballonlea Angels are going to start out with Rapidash in its Galarian form and Sylveon the Evolution. Now neither of these two sides can make the championship trials next week, so this is practically just an exhibition game, but let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win. Will it be the Ballonlea Angels or will it be the Spikemuth Devils? Now Rapidash is going to start out with a Screech. It's going to lower that defense stat of Incineroar, the Alolan Fire starter. Incineroar having its defense harshly lowered, but Bishop looking to respond for its teammate. It's going to go with a Bullet Seed. Now this is a multi-hit move, so it's going to get Rapidash once. We'll see if it can get all five. It's got it twice. It'll only get 2 hits. Not the greatest showing there from Bishop at the start. Incineroar going for its first move. It goes with the Clanging Scales, which the Fairy type are actually immune to, because Dragon type attacks do not hit the Fairy types. Sweet Kiss now coming from Sylveon. And it targets Bishop with that Sweet Kiss, so Bishop will be left confused. See if it hits itself in its confusion. But as always, this is a 6-on-6 Metronome battle, and if we hit that 20-minute time limit, we will go into single battle overtime. Now Rapidash setting up again, and it's going to go with a Seed Bomb. Following on from that Bullet Seed that Bishop did, and it's not very effective on the Steel Dark type. Bishop tries to shake off its confusion, and it is successful. It's going to go with a Bug Buzz. This time going for Sylveon. Doesn't do a great deal of damage to the Fairy type, however, as it's not very effective. Would have been better trying to capitalize on Rapidash's Psychic typing, but Incineroar now going for the Wood Hammer. Also targeting Sylveon, doing much more damage than what Bishop did. Incineroar does get the recoil damage, but it does take Sylveon down into the yellow at the same time. Now Sylveon going with the Happy Hour. Matches nicely with the music in the background. Everyone gets caught up in that happy atmosphere, as Rapidash now setting up for its turn again. This time it's going to go with a Thunder Wave. And continuing to try and add status conditions to Bishop. So Bishop's now paralyzed and confused. It's Incineroar now. Gonna go for a Feather Dance. So instead of going for the offensive move, look to lower the stats here of Sylveon. Sylveon will have its attack lowered. In response to this, Sylveon's gonna go with the Sleep Powder. That will fail, and Bishop has snapped out of its confusion as well. Does shake off the paralysis in this turn, and it's going to go with a Volt Switch, so it'll be going back to the bench. Before it does that, it takes Rapidash down into the yellow, and now Bishop does go back to the bench. Please don't be confused, just because it's left the battlefield doesn't mean it's out of this match yet. But in its place comes out Krookodile, Ground Dark type. So Krookodile is immune to all electric type attacks. Rapidash though still with that speed advantage. It is the second quickest Pokemon on the Ballonlea Angels, and it's going to go with a Drain Punch onto Krookodile. Huge hit, taking Krookodile down into the yellow with that super effective move. So Rapidash is actually going to get itself back up into the green health thanks to that Drain Punch. Krookodile though going for its first move of the matchup. It's going to go with the Sacred Fire. Responding to Rapidash, takes it straight back down into the yellow and has left it with a burn for added measure. Incineroar could capitalize on this though and finish it off. Goes with the Parabolic Charge, which won't affect Krookodile. Again, it is immune to electric type attacks, so this is a really good play, as it'll take Rapidash down into the red. It almost eliminates it, but Incineroar is going to restore its health as well, taking that energy from Rapidash and Sylveon, almost getting itself back up to 100% health. Sylveon now with its chance to respond. It's going to go with a Fire Spin, but Incineroar avoids that attack, and Rapidash is eliminated thanks to that burn. So Rapidash, the first Pokemon taken down in this battle, and coming out in its place is now Grimmsnarl, Dark Fairy type. So Grimmsnarl was almost drafted to the Spikemuth Devils at the start of the season. I wonder if it will be traded in between now and next season, as we get an Ice Beam coming from Krookodile, targeting Sylveon. The Evolution holds on. So Sylveon is still in this matchup, and it's going to go with a Zap Cannon, but Incineroar avoids that attack as well. It seems to be avoiding a lot of Sylveon's moves. And a Mach Punch now coming from Incineroar goes for Grimmsnarl instead of finishing off the Evolution. Grimmsnarl now going for its first move of the matchup, and it sets up a Grudge. Yeah, the Ballonlea Angels, unfortunately, have had a very poor season. They've actually lost their last 2 games as well. But they're currently on a 7-10 record, so they were out of the running to qualify for the championship trials quite some time ago. As Crocodile goes with a bug bite onto Grimmsnarl. Decent hit there. Also taking Grimmsnarl's Leopard Berry in the process. Crocodile does eat that in front of Grimmsnarl, but Grimmsnarl's pickpocket allows it to take Crocodile's Leopard Berry. Responding with the baby doll eyes is Grimmsnarl. And Incineroar's attack stat will be lowered. Incineroar having that 115 attack stat, so it is a good one to have lowered. As Incineroar responds with a Stone Edge, going for Grimmsnarl, taking it down into the yellow. Grimmsnarl has to be grateful that it lowered the attack stat. Sylveon now going with another Sleep Powder, but Crocodile avoids it this time. Now Incineroar is the only Pokemon currently in the green. Everyone else is in the yellow, or lower. Thunder Wave though, coming from Crocodile. Second time we've seen this move in the matchup, this time going for Grimmsnarl. So Grimmsnarl will be paralyzed. Quite a few status conditions taking place already. And Sylveon going with the Powder Snow. This will hit both Incineroar and Crocodile, doing a lot more damage to Crocodile as it is super effective on it. Takes it down into the red. Incineroar it's not very effective on, who's now setting up for its turn. It goes with the Bubble Beam. Targeting Grimmsnarl. Sylveon's still holding on in this match, but Grimmsnarl also just hangs on after that Bubble Beam. Grimmsnarl goes with a Thrash. Very good play to go for an offensive move, and this will take Crocodile down. Crocodile has been eliminated from this matchup. So we know Bishop will be coming back out onto the field now. The Spikemuth Devils sitting 10th, so unfortunately they've sat just outside of the top 8. And even if they win this matchup, they won't be able to get enough points to qualify for the championship trials. They had a pretty decent season. They came so close to getting into the top 8 many times. I don't actually think they got in the top 8 position at all throughout the season though. As Sylveon goes with a play rough onto Bishop, that's going to lower Bishop's attack stat. Bishop's Defiant is actually going to then raise its attack stat more than what it lost. Incineroar could potentially eliminate either Pokemon here, and it sets up for a Phantom Force, so it'll disappear from the field now. That Phantom Force will connect in the next turn. Bishop shakes off its paralysis. It could eliminate either Pokemon. Goes with a Fire Spin. Targeting Grimmsnarl, so Grimmsnarl has been eliminated, which is a good play because Sylveon has already gone in this turn. Now we have Togekiss coming out onto the field, the #1 draft pick for the Ballonlea Angels. Togekiss at the start of the season actually almost went to the 4 True Flyers, but as I said, was the #1 draft pick for the Angels. Now it's going to go for a Fury attack. Now this won't be very effective on the Steel-type Bishop, doing the tiniest of damage per hit. Bishop is barely phased by this attack. Even gets that critical hit there. But again, not very effective, and it was a 5-time hit, but you wouldn't have thought it, as that Phantom Force from Incineroar connects on Sylveon and gets another elimination. Spikemuth Devils are starting to build some momentum here. They've eliminated 3 of the Ballonlea Angels. Bishop now going with the Hydro Cannon, but Togekiss avoids that attack. Now we have Hatterene coming out for the Ballonlea Angels. Togekiss setting up for a Drill Peck. Continuing to go with those not very effective moves on Bishop, but it does take it down into the yellow. Now Incineroar is going to go with a Dream Eater. That move will fail. Nobody on the field is asleep, so it won't work. Hatterene going for its first move of the matchup, and it's going to go with a Psy Strike, which the Spikemuth Devils are immune to. The Dark types cannot be hit by Psychic type attacks, which is unfortunate because Hatterene would have gotten that stab boost being a Psychic Fairy. Now Togekiss, going to go with a Rock Polish and boost its speed here. It already is the quickest Pokemon on the field though, so it doesn't necessarily need to be boosting that speed stat. Incineroar now setting up for a Frenzy Plant. And it's going to target Hatterene. Hatterene taking its first damage of the matchup, and already it's taken down into the yellow by that move. Hatterene will respond though, and it's going to go with an Ice Beam. It goes for Incineroar, who is a Fire type, so it's not very effective. Now Bishop going to go with the Heat Crash. And that goes for Hatterene as well, and finishes it off, so Hatterene has been eliminated. Which means there's only 2 Pokemon remaining for the Ballonlea Angels now. And they send out another Alolan starter, Primarina. So we have 2 Alolan starters on the field right now. It's Incineroar, the Fire Alolan starter, and Primarina, the Water Alolan starter. Neither side is actually on the Fire or Water sides, as you can see right now. So Primarina being drafted to the Ballonlea Angels, the Fairy types. And it goes with a Gear Up now. Incineroar obviously drafted to the Spikemuth Devils, the Dark types. Bishop now goes with the Confide. Confiding in Primarina here, so Primarina will have its special attack lowered. And it has that special attack of 126, so it's a really good stat to have for the Spikemuth Devils to lower. Ballonlea Angels are a very specially based team. Togekiss goes with that Lick onto Bishop. It's not very effective and it can't paralyze Bishop because Bishop is already paralyzed. Now Incineroar is going to go with a Poltegeist. Targeting Primarina, going to hit it with its own Leopard Berry. A decent hit there on the Alolan starter. Primarina though, with its chance to respond, and it's going to go with the Baby Doll Eyes. That will lower Incineroar's attack status. Bishop is unable to shake its paralysis on this turn. Now Incineroar does have that 115 attack, so it was good by Primarina to do that. Seems like these 2 Alolan starters are going head to head at the moment. As we get a triple axle coming from Togekiss. Going for Incineroar, gets the first hit, gets the second. The second hit is critical. And it does get that third hit, which will take Incineroar down into the yellow, even though it wasn't very effective. Let's see if Incineroar continues to target Primarina. Going with a Wild Charge, this will be super effective. And it does, taking Primarina down into the yellow. Clearly Incineroar has something to prove, even though it gets that recoil damage, it was super effective. Primarina can respond, it needs to capitalize on its water type, and instead goes with a Syrian shot. Now this will hit everybody on the field, but it's super effective on Bishop, so Bishop is eliminated from this matchup. It's not very effective on Incineroar, however. Ballonlea Angels getting their second elimination of the matchup. It's now a 2 versus 4 battle. Now for the Spikemuth Devils now is Weavile, the Ice Dark type. Weavile, very speedy, quickest Pokemon on the Spikemuth Devils. Actually the quickest Pokemon across both of these sides. But crazily enough, it's Togekiss going first. That first impression will fail though, and now Weavile is going to use a Psychic. And it uses it on Togekiss, decent hit. Incineroar looking to follow it up. Going with a Toxic. And still concentrating on Primarina, so Primarina will be suffering from that Toxic in between turns, and it will get worse every turn. So you have to think Primarina is probably only going to last about another 2 turns. Primarina going with the Energy Ball though. This time shifting its focus to Weavile. Very good hit, and what's this? Weavile is actually Zoroark in its illusion form. Primarina suffering now from that Toxic, taking it down into the red. Zoroark's still a very fast Pokemon as well with that 105 base speed. Now Togekiss, going with the Home Claws, it's going to boost its accuracy and its attack stat here. See if Zoroark can capitalize on its special attack. It did with that Psychic already. This time it's going for the Confide. We've already seen that in this battle. Spikemuth Devils continuing to use those Confides to lower the special attack stats of the Ballonlea Angels. Incineroar though, with its opportunity, it's going to go with an Absorb, but it goes for Primarina, and it does. It's super effective, but Primarina's still hanging in there. Incineroar getting a little bit of health restored from that Absorb. You have to think this will be Primarina's last move, and it's going to go with the Spite. And it does focus that Spite in on Incineroar. Clearly not very happy going back and forth. But Incineroar is going to proceed to eat its Leopard Berry, restore some of that PP for its Metronome. But Primarina has been eliminated by that poison that started from the Toxic that Incineroar gave it. So Togekiss is the last Pokemon for the Ballonlea Angels, and it's got 4 Pokemon to contend with still. Togekiss does have the speed advantage on the field though. And it's going to go with the Scary Face. Using that on Incineroar, who's been in this battle since the very start. It's been in this battle for almost 15 minutes now. Zoroark gonna go with a slash. Very good hit there on the Togekiss, taking it down into the yellow. Incineroar could follow it up here. And it goes with a Smart Strike. This will be super effective. And Togekiss hangs on even after that super effective move. Togekiss is holding on for the last of the Ballonlea Angels season. Does not want to go out like this, as it's going to go with a Water Spout. This will hit both Zoroark and Incineroar. And it does the tiniest of damage. Unbelievable, even though it was that super effective. Unbelievable how little damage that Water Spout did, as we're getting a Cotton Spore now from Zoroark. Zoroark proceeds to lower Togekiss's speed, which it could capitalize on in the next turn. Incineroar now going to go with the Purify instead of finishing Togekiss off, so Togekiss is still in this battle. I cannot believe how little damage though that did to Incineroar, as Zoroark now goes with the Simple Beam, so it's only going to change Togekiss's ability to Simple. That super luck that Togekiss had, it seems to be running out now that it is in that simple position. It is all by itself, but Togekiss is going to set up for a fly, so it's going to avoid any attacks until it comes back down from the sky. You do not want to see an explosion from Incineroar right now, but instead goes for the Iron Defense. Incineroar boosts its defense sharply here. You have to think Zoroark's probably going to move faster than Togekiss now. And that it does, but it's got no target to hit. Again, Spikemuth Devils do not want to use an explosion. It goes with a Mach Punch, which Togekiss avoids. But now Togekiss going with that fly, going for Incineroar, and it gets the elimination. So Incineroar has finally been taken down after being in this matchup for about 17 minutes, as we get our 3-minute warning as well. And it's Pangoro now coming out for the Spikemuth Devils. See if Pangoro can finish off Togekiss. Togekiss still holding on here. It even got that elimination. Zoroark now with its opportunity. It's going to go with the Psycho Cut. And it's going to connect. So Togekiss has been eliminated. And the Ballonlea Angels season comes to an end on a whimper. Which sadly seems kind of fitting. They just could never get any momentum. And the Spikemuth Devils, although finishing on a win, 2 wins in fact, they could just never get themselves into the top 8. I have to say, I was impressed with their season in the later half, but they just could not get there. They gave some good fights to some great teams. They even beat their rival team, the Olivine Ore, earlier in the season, and in the Ore's impressive winning streak. But still, the Spikemuth Devils could not qualify for the first ever championship trials here in the Elite Challenge League. They brought it today. Hopefully next season they can bring it even more. Same with the Ballonlea Angels. I actually thought the Fairy Tops would have a better showing throughout the season, but that did not turn out to be the case. Regardless, I look forward to everybody joining us in the championship trials over the next month. But again, very great showing from both sides. This is the last home and away game of the season before we go into the championship trials. So I'm very excited for that. I look forward to you joining us. But Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching all season. If you like what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, and as well, let us know in the comments below who you thought was best on field today. But more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll speak to you next time.